Good evening. Happy Saturday, Mr. Greg. How are you doing?
Happy Saturday, Ash.
Supposed to
I'll
rain today.
Pardon?
Supposed to rain this weekend.
Yeah, yeah, Sunday, I think. So, yes, how are you though?
Good. Good.
Cool, cool. So, we spent a bit of time in Yorkshire and we're kind of spreading a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Spreading our seed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'll start. I've got a particularly weird one in terms of normally we speak about people that have been been previous guests of the pub
Mm.
or patrons or people like that, or have died in the pub or whatever. Completely not on this one.
Okay.
So I'm going to be talking about the Black Horse pub in Wakefield.
Very nondescript white building.
Yeah, sort of pretty standard, not really nothing untoward until
Mm.
you hear about the story.
Cool.
So, the Black Horse Inn in Wakefield is a historic pub and a restaurant that is known for its intriguing past and ghostly legends. Now, like you say, it looks quite nondescript. The pub has been around since 1814, so 200 years, just over.
Mm.
I've seen a lot of changes over the years, obviously, major renovation that transformed the building into the establishment that it is today. However, despite its many changes, the Black Horse Inn has retained its historical charm and continues to attract visitors from all over the world. Again, nondescript. One of the reasons for this is
Mm.
its association with the ghost of the woman killed by a bear.
Oh, what?
Yep, yep.
In Wakefield.
In Wakefield, yeah. So
Wow.
the story starts about the woman that was killed by bears, a tragic one, and has become a significant part of the pub's history. Although some details of the story remain unclear, obviously, it's widely believed that the woman was a circus performer who travelled around with the bear during the Victorian era, so some time ago.
Mm.
One day, while performing in the market square in Wakefield, the bear broke loose from his cage and attacked the woman, killing her instantly.
Honestly, I
So what's
don't
that?
blame it.
Yeah, fucking hell, that's
Don't
awful.
keep them in cages.
I've seen it when the lions fight back and stuff like that.
Mm.
Not pretty, not pretty. So the woman's body was then taken to the Black Horse Inn, which was the nearest building at the time. It's believed that her ghost has remained at the inn ever since, haunting the upper floors and occasionally appearing to guests. Over the years, though, many visitors claim to have seen or heard the ghost of a woman at the Black Horse Inn. Some have reported seeing a ghostly figure wearing Victorian clothing, whilst others have heard strange noises, including footsteps, doors opening and closing, and unexplained whispering. Several guests have also reported feeling an eerie presence in the room where the woman's body was laid out all those years ago. Now, people talk about eerie presence and stuff like that, and I think you probably just get the weird, that's kind of weird feeling. You're in a bit of a weird
Mm.
place and you know you are. And
Yeah.
however, aside from the ghost of the woman killed by the bear, sounds like a bit of a nursery rhyme. There was an old woman who was killed by a bear.
No, probably
I don't know
Wakefield.
why she was killed by a bear. They took her there. There have been other reports of ghostly activity at the Black Horse Inn. One of the most commonly reported sightings is that of a small boy who has been seen peering out of one of the upstairs windows. The boy has been described as being around 5 or 6 years old and wearing Victorian clothing.
Creepy.
Creepy. Small boy spirit that is sometimes seen is yet another interesting and mysterious ghostly presence reported there. The reports about the boy go back several decades and is often described, as mentioned, about 5 or 6, wearing Victorian style clothing, and most of the sightings come from the inn's upstairs rooms, so not specifically one, but where the ghost of the woman killed by the bear is regularly seen. Given that the pub's building dates back to the 19th century, so 1814, it's not entirely surprising that several ghostly tales are associated with it, and a small boy could be part of that. So when I was looking into it, I was trying to search, right, tell me a little bit more about the boy. Can I find anything more about the boy? Not a great deal. However, but even though it's unclear who the boy may have been, many speculate that he may have lived in the area in the past, or might have been a victim of some kind of tragic event that occurred in the pub's vicinity, like normal stuff. Regardless of who he might be, the reports of the small boy's ghostly presence continue to add to the spooky reputation of the pub and attract visitors interested in the paranormal. There have been other reports of ghostly apparitions and strange occurrences, including objects that move by themselves, unexplained noises, and strange smells, which is a bit of poltergeisty kind of what do you call it? I can't even think of what the word is. That's like one of the tick boxes for a poltergeist is a bit of a weird smell, like a sulfury kind of smell. Some visitors have reported feeling a strong cold spot or experiencing an intense sense of unease or dread in certain parts of the building. Whilst it's unclear who the other spirits might be, it has been suggested that they might be former patrons, like we've discussed before, former residents who lived in the area. But whatever their origin, stories of these other spirits, aside from the top shelf ones, add to the haunted reputation of the Black Horse Inn as one of the most chilling and spooky places to visit in Wakefield. I don't know how many other places you can go in Wakefield. Don't really know. Despite the spooky tales, Black Horse is still a popular destination for locals and visitors. It was, you'll like this one, and I haven't covered off at the start. In recent years, the pub has even been embracing its name as one of the most haunted places in Wakefield. Now, I have done further searches and I found some EVPs. So part of this video, I'll put the EVP on afterwards and see what everybody thinks to it just at the end of this clip now before Ash speaks. So I'll cut to the EVP now.
Well, myself and John saw somebody downstairs earlier. Was that you? Are we talking to the same person? Yeah. Are you still here?
So let me know what you think to the EVPs, guys. Are they EVPs or are they just... I'm not sure myself, but have a little look. Yeah, have a little look, have a little listen. I'll put the full YouTube clip for the paranormal investigation at the pub as well. So that is the Black Horse Inn in Wakefield.
Awesome. I'm going to go a little bit to the northeast of Wakefield in Yorkshire to Northumberland.
Cool.
To a place called the Station Hotel in Morpeth in Northumberland. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice big old building.
Yeah, classic.
So this hotel is believed to be the oldest operating railway hotel in the UK, with a history stretching back to the 1870s. So not as old as, well, most of the pubs we talk about. And one of the main sort of ghostly figures Very similar to one that you were just talking about, but this is the ghost of a young girl who has been seen wandering the hotel corridors and rooms for many years. The girl is believed to have drowned in the River Cocket, which runs not far from the hotel, sometime during the 19th century.
Well,
Guests and staff members have reported seeing the girl's ghostly figure in parts of the hotel. She is usually described as wearing an old-fashioned white dress, as they always seem to be, and having long, dark hair. She's been seen walking along the hotel corridors, standing by windows as if looking out, and even appearing at the foot of guests' beds.
Christ, can you imagine?
Nothing much more scarier than waking up and seeing a little girl ghost at the end of your bed.
Definitely. And
That would
when
really
when you
freak
say
out.
like long dark hair on a white sort of dress, have you seen The Ring? The
Yes.
character Samira in The Ring, she's dressed like that, and she's creepy.
And this isn't part of it, this is just me. But if she drowned in the river, she might have that whole wet
Oh,
dripping
Samira,
with
look!
water.
Wow,
So imagine looking at the foot of your bed and there's basically Samira out the ring dripping with water, just starts looking at you. Jesus Christ.
wow. Oh my god, that'd be awful.
I'm like, I'm putting my head under these covers and I'm not looking out again.
Like, shit, I knew I shouldn't have watched that video.
Many people have reported feeling a sense of unease or a sudden drop in temperature when she's nearby, which I can imagine so. However, some guests report feeling comforted by the friendly ghost of the young girl, knowing that she means no harm and is simply a reminder of the hotel's long and fascinating history.
When people say that they feel comfort from some of the spirits, I don't know how much comfort I would get from a Samira standing at the end of my bed. I'm not being funny, but you wouldn't expect to see someone there, probably. And I just think that'd be just so bizarre. I don't know.
In daytime, maybe a little bit better. When you like trying to get sleep or you wake up in the early hours and see something, that's when you're caught off guard. And I mean, obviously, you got like, you think of like a friendly ghost like Casper. And like, he turns into the boy at the end, doesn't he? Like, sort of
Does
the
he?
human boy. Not seen Casper?
No.
How can you not seen Casper? Like, it is a kid's film, but it holds up. You need to watch Casper, Greg. That's terrible. You're not seeing Casper.
Okay.
At the end, he turns into like a real boy. And
The Pinocchio.
never mind. Never mind.
Okay, I will try and watch it.
Another particularly famous incident at the hotel involved a guest who claimed to have seen the figure of a man in Victorian clothing with a sinister looking face walking around the room. The guest was so terrified that he ran straight out of the room, convinced that the figure was the infamous murderer Jack the Ripper.
Oh, wow.
While there's no record of Jack the Ripper ever visiting the hotel, the ghostly apparition certainly caused a stir among guests and staff. I mean, I guess Jack the Ripper, no one knows who it was, so
No.
you can't really say it looked like him. But I guess that Victorian sort of style, so you got like a sort of old face,
Yeah.
evil looking face. You could just, or you just picture the sort of Victorian dress and think, oh my God, Jack the Ripper.
But then what would you rather see, Jack the Ripper or Samira at the end of the bed? Neither, I think, would be my answer. Oh.
Aside from these stories, there have been reports of other paranormal activity around the hotel. These include strange noises at night, objects moving by themselves, electrical devices behaving strangely, lights flickering on and off, doors opening and shutting on their own. So quite some of the usual stuff.
Yeah.
Just adds up. But like we mentioned in previous weeks, where's the footage? All this stuff is happening. So you can get doors opening and lights turning on and off on their own on camera. That should be pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
The hotel has featured on several ghost hunting TV shows, which have helped bring widespread attention to the hotel. and made it a popular destination for ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts. These include your favorite, Most Haunted Live, Ghost Adventures,
Another one.
Paranormal Lockdown UK,
Yeah, okay, they're
and
good.
Haunted Hunts. I've been there.
Hey,
My friend
legends.
Danny. These all carried out numerous investigations, and despite the spooky goings on, many people still choose to stay at the hotel because of its fascinating history and reputation for the creepy.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
it would be cool to maybe experience one of them two ghosts.
Yeah,
You know it's
definitely.
not gonna harm you. Like you can hold your nerve to try and like communicate with it or something.
Mm.
That would be pretty cool. But yeah, so quite a lot going on
Yeah.
in the Station Hotel in Morpeth.
It's not the most haunted place in Morpeth, is it?
It's not claimed it. I mean, maybe it doesn't have to claim it. Maybe it just is. And they don't
Just
need to
is.
give themselves the superlative of being the most haunted.
Yeah, maybe.
The evidence speaks for itself, maybe.
Definitely. Well, thanks for joining us again on another Haunted Pub Crawl episode. And we've got many more of these episodes to go. But in the meantime, before the next one, have a little listen to the EVPs. I'll put the video clip in as well.
Cool.
So let us know what you think, and if you think it's a genuine EVP or whether or not you just think it's when you're suggested what it might be that you hear that, because that's another big sort of thing, audio pareidolia. So yeah, let us know what you think and join us next time for another Haunted Pub Crawl.
Catch you later.